Yeah, that was Nancy Pelosi going through the motions of pretending that she was doing her little mini boycott of the Trump's State of the Union address last night by reading something. Of course, what she was reading was Trump's State of the Union address. So her silly little boycott was every bit as stupid as the dummy boycott, so-called boycott of the State of the Union address, because as we'll see, that's all they could think about today. Trump's State of the Union, even though they went through the motions of pretending that they were boycotting. So let's go take a look right now. Okay, before we get to the actual boycott thread itself, let's take a look at their greatest threads page, because for a group of people that think they are going to avoid the State of the Union address, you could see they're completely obsessed by it. Here we go. Stacey Abrams breaks State of the Union curse. Democrats laugh. Okay, about the State of here's another one. Last night, I watched the deranged rantings of a dangerous narcissistic psychopath, a weird vibe at the State of the Union. Just thread after thread. I mean, just completely obsessed by the, yeah, you're boycotting it. That's all you can think about, dummies. Van Jones, Trump, yeah, here, about Van Jones. Here's a thing about Stacey Abrams' response to Trump's State of the Union address. So, here, New York Times fact check State of the. So that's all you can think about. Look at it, thread after thread. This is their greatest page. This is where they put what they consider to be their best ones. Here, Nancy Pelosi, the new flannel shirt kid behind Trump. So basically, as you can see, just thread after thread, obsessed, absolutely obsessed by Trump's State of the Union speech. They can't stop thinking about it. So now let's go to the actual boycott thread. Well, you're right. You boycotted it. Not in your mind you did. You might not have physically watched it as it was happening, but you couldn't boycott it out of your mind. So let's start here. This is Dummy Sell It Man, and you're not selling it to me that you're not thinking about it. In fact, just the fact you have a boycott thread means we know it's on your mind. So let's go. Official State of the Union boycott thread. Official. I am not watching Fat Nixon tonight. Fat Nixon? I'm not crazy about that. I like that Mango Mussolini. That was a good one. So far, that's the funniest one yet. Big Orange Man's up there, too. Okay, I would love to see the lowest ever ratings for a State of the Union speech. I hate to break it to you, but CNN, even though they couldn't stand their own poll, they were like trying to disclaim it, showed that a total of 76% positive speech to people watching the State of the Union address. 76%. Only 23% were negative. Smoke on that, dummy. Okay, I will be on Netflix tonight or away from my TV completely. There is nothing that traitor Trump can say that will ever lift me up. I can't even stand his voice. What say you? What say I? I said be prepared for about a half dozen more State of the Union addresses all the way through 2024. So, and you're going to have to, if you can't stand his voice now, God, I hate to see your mental condition in a few years when he gives a 2024 State of the Union address. There will be no escaping the recaps afterwards. So, no, I will not be watching, but there's no escaping the analysis afterwards, as we see. Reading recaps in print is as close as I will come. Yeah, I will tune into Rachel in the PM. That's about it. No, you're completely obsessed. Dummy, sell it, man. Just face it. You cannot boycott the State of the Union address because that's all you're thinking about. All you're thinking about is State of the Union, State of the Union, State of the Union. Another mental health clinic event. This guy has some issues. Yeah, and the dummies don't. We've seen that day after day. How do you think I have dummy funnies? If you guys didn't have mental issues, there would be no dummy funnies. I'm picturing Nancy Pelosi sitting behind him with the speaker's gavel, tapping her foot. Yeah, I don't have to picture her doing that. I saw her pretending that she was doing her own little mini boycott. That was so funny. A little mini boycott of Trump by reading something, which, by the way, happened to be, you know what she was reading? His State of the Union speech. You can't escape him. You could try to escape Trump. He will always be on your mind. There is no escape. Face it, dummies. And Nancy Pelosi knows that too. There is no way I can listen to that voice or see that face without having violent reactions driving me to a home facility. Home facility is a polite term for funny farm, or if you want, loony bin. I am binging The West Wing. Yeah, in The West Wing, Jed Bartlett is giving the State of the Union speech and telling everybody how wonderful socialism is. Of course, knowing how Jed Bartlett, he would call it something else. He wouldn't actually, back in those days, they didn't actually say the S word. Now it's out in the open.
And on that note, let's take a look at the one segment of President Trump's State of the Union address that was like kryptonite to all dummies and liberals out there.
In the United States, we are alarmed by the new calls to adopt socialism in our country. America was founded on liberty and independence, and not government coercion, domination, and control. We are born free, and we will stay free.
Down below, I have a link to that failed dummy boycott thread. And also, while you're at it, I'm asking you, please subscribe to this channel. Please!